Hi Charles, how are you? This is the Lee Gersman and show thing with a guy named Charles Traynor. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. That was a very interesting way to do the Lee Gersman show. To say hi before you said who it was, and that's great because I am the Ed McMahon of this show. So, oh, great one. What are we reviewing today?
We're doing David Van Tiegham's These Things Happen. Yeah.
David
Okay,
Van
so
Tieghem.
let's just get into the review, shall we?
I totally agree.
Yeah.
I can't say anything else.
Yeah, I mean, if you want me to say something,
I actually kind of would, just as, I don't know, you can keep it like Cliff Notes, even more cut down. But what's up with this guy, David Van Tieghem?
Well, he's like a new kind of percussion, sort of maybe semi-artsy, classical combined with rock, pop, avant-garde things. And he's from New York, and I didn't know a hell of a lot about him, except I know that he was the kind of guy who, if you know about Laurie Anderson, or if you know about Kate Bush, or about people like that, he was kind of that as if English, even though he's from New York, guy.
Can I ask though, is Laurie Anderson like Kate Bush? Like, Kate Bush is cool if you hit mute and just watch videos. You don't want to hear
Laurie Anderson is like she's cool if you also leave off the video.
Oh, so even okay.
But she's like, if you take the first 10 seconds of the Talking Heads song Once in a Lifetime and repeat that for an hour, that's sort of like listening to a Laurie Anderson album.
Oh, the Talking Heads.
Yeah. She has one song.
Do you like them?
Oh, Superman. We should review that album. I think that you would be unnerved, but I'll subject you to it.
Do you like the Talking Heads?
I am okay with one of their albums, and another album is fine. Ordinarily, I don't listen to them much.
Okay.
But
that's not all I say. I don't know nothing about this fucking dude, so we got enough history.
But David Van Tieghem, if you know about Art of Noise, or have heard of them, or Blue Man Group, which was a lot later, he might be kind of in that vein a little bit. And
yikes.
A lot
of people.
People.
I've seen them. I don't like them.
Oh, well, you didn't have to mention that. But anyway, the thing is, this people who are like highbrow people who I know, who are into really, really top-notch good music. They're the kind who know about David Van Tieghem, and I was hesitant to give you this album because you're not. I wasn't sure if you would be that highbrow, but I figured, you know what? Just like with another co-host where I did Fairport Convention, I thought I would try this with you.
Okay.
And I might not yell louder, but I might yell, but maybe not. I'm drinking enough where I'm not in the total yell mood. Anyway, Okay.
Well, I'm just saying I know nothing, knew nothing. I fucked up and brought up an Art and Noise song, Lee, and then he said, well, this would be better. And now that I know there's this pressure from these highbrow lift their pinkies up when they drink their tea.
Yeah, and that does happen.
We'll see.
And
But
their
let's
cats
do it.
actually come and chew on those pinkies because they have catnip on them.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. But that's all I can say. Let's get into it, Lee. Let's see how much I hated her in my highbrow.
Who do you want me to start, or you?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you.
Okay. The first is number one with Hunted Animals. Okay. I do like this type of music a lot. I also like David Van Tiegham. But this song isn't one of the best of his. It was interesting in some ways, but it also seemed like it wasn't up to when he gets really good. I won't say I disliked it, but I will say I didn't like it immensely. What do you think?
Number one, Haunted Animals. Not haunted, hunted.
Yeah.
It's electronic as all get the fuck out right here. The spoken word at times sounds as if it's a doctor describing a surgery. I don't know what kind, but at times I wasn't quite sure as it drones on a bit. But we get a sax solo that breaks up things quite nicely. And I do think the song has a nice, solid dance groove to it. And I can see this one going down well at the club. Well, not my normal go-to sounds. I quite like this, even though it's a tad long.
Okay. Yeah. In fact, you would probably say this can be called musique concrete, and that the different elements like the radio and the speaking are added, kind of like cut and paste, kind of like William Burroughs and Brian Geisen idea of cut up paste newspaper and text, which is a totally different thing. That if you wanted me to talk about that a lot, you would have a whole collegiate speak
education.
But we don't need to do that here. All we need to do is have me talk about, or you talk about the next song, which is Men's Line and The Women. What do you think about that?
Right, which it took me, this is going to happen a few more times down the road. I didn't know this was actually like 2 songs.
Yeah.
I just thought he was being clever, but it's actually 2 songs. I don't get that, but we get another collage of sound here, as we did of the opener, but it's put together where it makes sense. The synth bass on this is really, really good. Also get a little electric guitar, so kudos. This one actually rocks out a bit more than the opener. I called it 1 song, or I guess it was 2, but I thought it was solid and definitely worth a listen. Go ahead, Lee.
Okay, but this is a lot better. Musically, the sound effects are melodic, along with the music itself, and it works. And I enjoyed it quite a bit. It might not work as well atmospherically, but I don't mind if it works in the other way. It's original and I dig it. And what I mean by atmospherically is that kind of experiential soundtrack thing. Like, it didn't bring a picture to my mind, but it worked in the music way, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Now for remote viewing. Okay. This is cool. It's very atmospheric in a surround experiential way with a lot of cool melodies and special effects going on. And it sounds like something I'd do. So that's a plus to me. I like this album more as it continues. What do you think?
Well, stuff like this had to be inspirational to Trent Reznor. It's got a relentless beat, very tasty piano on this. Technically, there's a bit of singing on it, but it's just really oohs and ahs. This is pretty, let's call it an instrumental album. There isn't really no singing, but
Yeah.
technically there is some oohs and ahs on this, and it could have been sampled for all I know. I don't know if it was really people singing or not, but maybe. This is so well done that it's almost hard to believe a human conceived it. Yet another one, a good one here. So good job, David. Next song, please.
Right on. What do you think of Beyond Knowledge and Power?
The drums on the intro, a little Prince-esque, circa 1999 era Prince. Of course, it's a drum machine, so it might just that hard to replicate. I'm wondering why this guy isn't more well known. Oh, but it's about I don't know what I wrote, so it doesn't matter. It gets a little ominous by the middle end and dark sounding. And you get our sax solo. I'd have gone with electric guitar instead of sax at this point, but whichever. I do think this is a rather excellent song. And I've heard nothing but excellent so far, so this one is no exception. So great job, David. Go ahead, Lee.
I put, unfortunately, even though I understood the aesthetic vibe to this track and could get into what it's about, it ultimately wasn't my bag overall. It sounded more like a filler tune. It's not a bad track, but so far it's one of the lesser efforts here. So now you're getting more highbrow than me. But anyway, the next song, Untitled, with These Things Happen. And this is the one where I think if you were watching on MTV, they didn't do Untitled, but they did These Things Happen. Okay. Now this is what I'm into when I say I'm into David Van Tiegham. This has the right pizzazz, and it's a great rhythmic vibe-oriented piece. One of the best here so far. What do you think?
Well, now my pinky went down, yours went up, because this one has an up-tempo beat. And again, at this point, I didn't know it was like two songs. I just thought it was one, but for some reason, this one didn't catch my fancy. It does got a lot of piano played out of key. So if you like a lot of pianos played out of key, that's your bag, and you're very smart, and I'm not. And I'm not into clever for just being clever. And this one, that's what it's trying to do, and it's just a mess. The effect might be wearing off at me at this point with the album.
Damn it!
At least I'm coming back to me. All right.
Whatever. Okay.
I can't be that highbrow.
Yeah. What? Maybe me neither. But anyway, what do you think of boxing?
One awesome aspect is about 1:55 seconds. So he doesn't screw around much with this one. And it also has little substance. It's kind of pointless. But at least it's over before you know it. The synthesizer, and the got a drum machine. That's about all you got. And it's just okay, but it's not really that great. Go ahead, Lee.
All right. A small piece which could work in a movie if someone's walking somewhere. But I don't see it as a boxing song, but it's still interesting. I like it. And now for the Skyway and Scavengers and Two Worlds. Okay. This is one of the best tracks on the album. It's interesting and atmospheric, and the separate parts work together in a great way. It gets my approval. What do you think?
What is the song again, Lee?
The Skyway.
The Skyway?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And they did like a bunch of songs. It's like the Skyway, Scavengers, Two Worlds.
Yes.
Like, and so it's like 3 songs here.
Yeah,
And,
boy.
I'm not sure why. The second song is kind of interesting. I guess it's Scavengers, I suppose. And overall, it's okay. But the album is starting to sound the same now at this point. I think it's better to just hear songs from this guy. Even though the last song here is probably the best of the 3 on this little whatever the fuck it is. And he should have just developed Two Worlds and left the other ones. But I really do. I think when you get to this point in the album, they kind of start all sound the same. Go ahead, Lee.
Okay. Did I already tell you?
About Dark Passage? No.
Oh, no. I mean, this last... No.
The Skyway?
Yeah, I did.
Go ahead.
I already did.
Oh.
But I'll just say again...
Yeah. Well, you know.
All right. What do you think of Dark Passage? With Phantom Power and Fate Accomplished.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Again, another one. It's like 3 songs at once. I don't know. At this point, I could hear all of this and say it's filler. I have to give them, some love for the arrangements. But I'm totally over this album at this point. I mean, it's good, but if you're not into this style, run away. For me, I have to be in the mood. But I would be willing to check out more of David. So, there you go.
Okay, that's cool. I said the Dark Passage and Phantom Power parts were intriguing and held my interest. And at first, the Fait Accompli or the Faire Accompli part fell short, but as I continued listening, it got better and better. So I have to say the track worked. It was one of the better tracks on the album, making it mostly a satisfying listen. Okay. So there you go. At least I thank you for doing it and for actually liking some of it.
Yeah! I'm like half highbrow. Or?
At least half highbrow is more than a lot of people. You're actually kind of on the regular highbrow, not highbrow level.
I'll take it.
Right.
Usually I think I'm just a caveman. But it's cool. David Van Broo. Y'all check him out. Have fun finding it. And thanks for having me back, Lee.
Thank you. Okay. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.